Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. It was just a small, short and sweet meditation. I wanted to do that because I wanted to just drop that before today's episode, because I've had a few people reach out to me saying they're really struggling at the minute with self-esteem, with imposter syndrome. And it is a thing, and it is, for people to admit that, it's like, yeah, good on you, because no matter what age we are, it could be starting a new job or starting a new relationship or going back to work. It just happens. These feelings creep up because we compare ourselves to other people and their successes. And we do doubt ourselves. It's just what it is. And when we become parents, it does hold us back even more, because we want to do more things, but then we are scared of dipping our toe in to do other things. So we're going to look into more self-esteem today and what it really means, why we lose it and how we build it back up. A lot of people say to me, you're really confident, you really do that. And I went, this is because I've worked on self-development and my working on the manifesting. And, there's a lot of people out there that are really successful, but there's a lot of people out there that are podcasters or do different things that I do. And they talk utter rubbish. I listen to them and they don't match up to what they look like online. And what I've learned in this last couple of years is the people in this industry, especially my industry, we see them online and they are faking it so much. And it just makes me think, you know what? I'm not faking any of this. I'm just doing what I want to do. And that kind of gives you a little moment where you think, you know what, you are not as clearly confident with what you are doing, which is fine. You want to fake it till you make it. But then it's given me some clarity and some reassurance with myself is, you know what, these people are putting it out there, they're really confident and, they're really happy with what they're doing, but it's not always what it seems. And I think that's what I've seen. I can't even think, there's so many different scenarios that I've come across where you see people giving it the big I am online and that. And when you really research into them, actually, it's not really. They aren't what they seem. And I think that's when you can actually think, you know what? They are probably really scared and they are worrying and they've all got imposter syndrome and they all worry about, showing up online, because we are all just human at the end of the day. So I think what I take from that is wisdom and my age. I think my 20s would probably be a lot different, but I've been there, done that, won the t-shirts several times, and I've just got to stay in my own lane now. And that's what I've come to the conclusion of. You've just got to stay in your lane and do what you need to do, because otherwise nobody else is going to do that for you. I mean, you probably ask yourself, why does my self-esteem drop? Because when you become a mum, or everything you're thrown into motherhood and everything that you do, and the shift is to mum. So you kind of maybe take a back seat with your work and your business and your friendship, and you kind of lose who you are. So that's a big thing, and a comparison trap, social media, other mums. We have mums that look like they've got it all worked out online, and people might look at my content and think, oh wow, Lindsay does this, Lindsay does that. But I'm juggling a child with additional needs, which is challenging. I'm still trying to navigate that. I won't dress that up any other way. There's nothing I can do about it, but just put strategies in place for me and not let that, tackle my, challenge my self-esteem. I've got to just make sure that I know what I'm doing as a mum. Not everybody's perfect with what they do. I'm new. I've only got one child. I've never had a child with additional needs before, so I'm learning every single day. And I've obviously just learned that my son has a genetic syndrome. For all these years, I've been wow, I didn't know what was wrong with my son. Has he got ADHD? Has he got autism? Has he got this? Has he got that? I didn't know, but now I know why he's the way he is. It's given me that sense of like peace and clarity, and when people ask me, I can tell them what it is. So I never tried to let that. It's actually probably amplified my self-esteem, because I've been like, I want to show up for my son. I need to build the life I want to. I need some passive income. I need to create that freedom and that happiness. I want to, like, now I'm recording this. Is upstairs. It's school holidays, and I'm still trying to do the best that I can. And obviously, I'm probably not being as creative over this summer holidays, because my vibe's completely different, because he's just constantly whining and bored, and he's been out, and nothing ever pleases children, when they just want to do different things. And I've just had to adapt. I've got 2 weeks left, and then he's back at school, and then I'm back to my floor. My floor's completely changed over the last couple of weeks. But I've just tried to remain positive, doing the episodes and doing my rituals and my meditation, and just trying to keep doing what I'm doing every day, and my exercise, and I'm still losing weight. And that's helping my self-esteem as well. And also, our self-esteem does drop because we are in burnout, so you're not putting yourself first, and you start to question yourself. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, like, how do I get back to that place? Because you can go from like 0 to 100, and you're at this 100 place, and then you're back down again. You're like, oh, this has happened. I'm burnt out. I'm shattered. I feel a little bit tired, not going to lie, in this last couple of weeks. I've just been having slow and steady. That's saying slow and steady wins the race. I've been actually getting up a little bit later. I've not been doing any early morning workouts, because I think, why? What's the point? I've just been looking after me, because I feel like my head slowed down a little bit, and I need to just do that with my son, because I need to keep up to his level of ADHD, and my brain's a lot like that, so I need to make sure that I'm not crashing all the time. So I'm just keeping that momentum going, and a bit of outsourcing. My husband's gone back to work in the week, so he's out at 7, home at 4. So all day, every day, I'm working, I'm having days off, I'm visiting family, I'm going doing play dates. I can't do that every day. I need to work. I've got a business. I can't put a hairdressing business on hold because people's hair's due. And so I'm trying to work slow days, been doing a couple of evenings because my husband's home. I'm just trying to just do the best that I can. And it is what it is. It's not going to be like this forever. And then my husband's off now at the weekend, so I'm doing a little bit on Saturdays. You just got to do what you've got to do. You've got to adapt it. You've got to adapt. You've got to be, I always say this, I've said this on like season 2 a couple of times on an episode about outsourcing and time blocking. We've got to like be flexible in our approach to our motherhood and how we're going to deal with it, because we can plan our weeks to perfection. And I time block. But is it going to work out like that? Probably not. But if I have something to focus on, it gives me something to lean into, to work towards, and I actually get my goals done better, because I'm working on that. I'm doing a digital marketing course at the minute. It's online with a college. So I'm doing that and I'm enjoying it. I actually know quite a lot about it. It's quite interesting. So it's just good. It's just something for me. I just think, no, I want to get in something else. I want to do it. And me and my friends have come across this course, and there's 3 of us doing it. And we're like, yeah, why not do it? It's an extra qualification. And if I can learn something from that I don't already know of this digital world. I mean, I'm not a dinosaur. Like, I didn't grow up with laptops, iPads. My phone wasn't an iPhone. My phone was like a Motorola phone. We had to like a PC to go on the internet. But what we didn't know. We met friends, we rang payphones, we spoke to each other, we met them. But now everything's AI, digital, and I feel like I've done well. I've self-taught myself how to become an author, how to become a podcaster. I do digital products. I've got 20 books on Amazon. I've done this myself. I've not done one course on anything of this. And that's why I did my courses, to help you guys to learn. So I've got my masterclasses, what you can get from, and you can, do podcasting or self-publishing. So it's just being adaptable and, not overthinking things all the time. And sometimes past beliefs or experiences that have shaped how we feel. You might have been living in a household with somebody that hasn't got high self-esteem. You might be with a partner that hasn't got good self-esteem. We all work with people. We're all surrounded by people. I call it mood hoovers, energy vampires. And if somebody hasn't got, if you are vibrating at a level where you are excited and you want to do more for you, but your friend's not like that, you're always going to be pulled down. I say this all the time. We need to change our surroundings sometimes. Depending what age you are as well, might have been brought up in an era of nobody's really cheerleading you and pushing you on. How are you going to have self-esteem if people aren't supporting you? Like, my mum supports me immensely, and she pulls my self-esteem up, and tells me she loves me every day and she's so proud of me. And people come up, I had a client she come for a treatment. She went, your mum was talking to somebody in the supermarket that was asking about me, and they was like, I'm so proud of her. And I was like, oh, she's so cute. It's good that boosts your self-esteem when you get that gratification, that when you get that, when people believe in you. And that's all you want sometimes, is somebody to trust in what you're doing. And even being a mum and getting that, you're a good mum and you're doing everything right, might be from our partners. If our partners are dragging and ripping shreds out of us, then I have lots of friends whose partners do this, that just don't support them in anything that they do. And I don't get it. Because like I've met, I am so lucky to have my husband, because he's probably the only one that's never done that to me, where he's always been supportive. And because I think you meet somebody at a certain point in your life, and you're like, they want you to do well. You want them to do well no matter what they want. But I would never drag somebody down. I would never beat somebody down, because we have to live. We're human beings. We've got a lot of feelings. Our feelings just are up and down every day. So we just need that. We need that support. We need our children to, boost our self-esteem. And when we do things like publish a book and do a podcast and do promotions at work or get awards at work, that boosts our self-esteem, because somebody's acknowledged that. But if we aren't going anywhere in our lives and we're just staying the same, how are we going to raise our vibrations? How are we going to boost our self-esteem? Because we've not actually achieved anything. So when we've done something, we're like, I know I can do this, and that boosts your own self-esteem. We have to build our own self-esteem before anybody else does. Because once we know we can do things, then we're like, right, what's next? And we're like, that's when you've mastered self-esteem, because you just want to push yourself to the next level, because you are your own cheerleader. And it's not about being loud or perfect. It's about how you see yourself. Self-esteem equals self-respect and self-worth. And this is why you listen to podcasts, because you love self-development, you love manifesting, self-improvement, whatever you want to call it. It comes together. Every day we should be improving ourselves. We should be working on ourselves, because we are a vessel and we have a lot of emotions going on. And if we aren't getting those emotions out on paper, we aren't brain dumping, we aren't reflecting, it just builds up till we burn out and crash and get upset. When you get to that point where somebody, you're feeling a kind of way, and it just texts you. We've all done this many of times, where someone who comes up to you and you just know that they're going to say, are you all right? And then you just go, oh no, and you get upset. You're like, oh my God, that triggered me. And it just takes one person to say that, because I feel like that's your breaking point. That's when you need that to let it out. So I think that's when But if we are working on ourselves often, and we're looking at the key points that need working on, our mindset, our mental health, our fitness, we might be unhappy with one thing. So even if looking at your fitness and, exercise, once we start exercising and seeing the physical benefits, also the other health benefits of exercise, and our self-esteem just goes up, and that will improve our presence online. I always say it's helped me online more, losing the weight. I'm like 3 pounds off, 5 stone weight loss. And yeah, I'm just the same person, but I'm going to keep showing up and being there, and maybe put more pictures online, because I'm feeling a little bit more confident with who I am. And we all worry about what we look like. And a lot of it for me is when people say I'm worried about doing content online, or maybe they're holding back doing a podcast. And I say, well, you don't have to show your face. Obviously, it's nice to have images. People want to see behind the scenes. But I just say, just be you and just show up, authentically. It doesn't have to be perfect. But the more you do it, the more you just think, yeah, I can do this. So I had a friend, and she messaged me, and she does some bits online, which I did my first video, put on a story, and I give her some feedback on that. And I was like, she's like, I hated it, but I said, the more you do, the more you get comfortable. So what I said is do some more body language, pitch and tone, talking and move. When I'm doing this podcast, I'm moving all the time, probably hitting things, because I'm quite visual like that. I talk on my stories, and usually, when I first started doing it, I remember one time it was through lockdown. I did networking, and I got asked to do a video or go live. I was like, what am I going to say? I don't like that angle. I don't like my face. Still, it looks a bit fat on that side. But once I do it now, I'm not bothered now because I've had good feedback and I know now that people enjoy that. So unless somebody gives you good feedback, and then the more you do, it's like anything, it's just practice makes perfect. So you just keep, repetition, just keep going online and showing up and doing stories and do some polls with your stories, or practice going live, or get people to go live on your Facebook with you. There's so many different things that you can do, and products, showing it, she was showing a product. So it's just those little things. It's just doing it on a daily. I have a bit of a strategy of what I'm going to be talking about through my business this week. So doing some videos. You can even just do videos of you in the background. So of you doing whatever your business, that you do on a day, but then do some background. So you can actually go, and when you edit a reel, you can actually talk in the background. So today I did this and we did this and this is what you do. So you can just do it like that if you don't want to actually talk. But I feel like when you feel more confident and you keep doing it and you start to see your views and your likes and the feedback go up, your self-esteem will go through the roof. The more we do, the more we push our boundaries, our self-esteem. We should be at an age now where we're not bothered, and it is harder because things are online. But you know what? If we cared about what people thought all the time, we would never do anything, would we? So you've just got to, we need to work on those shifts and, looking at practical tools and how to build that. And it's like the small wins list. So write daily what you did well, what worked well, and how you felt. Looking at your boundaries, say no without guilt. So I think once we've mastered just the basics of doing this, then we can start working on us more, looking at affirmations that feel real to you, not fake ones. Just think like what makes some affirmations up yourself. Go on ChatGPT. Surround yourself, like I said, with uplifting people. You might want to change your circle. You might go to mummy groups. Go and find some mummy groups. And just remember, you're not just a mum. You are still you, no matter, who you are. You might not be a mum, you might listen to this podcast, but we all have issues with our self-esteem at some part of our life. It might be when we're younger, it might be when we're older. Sometimes we get to an age where we just feel like we're getting old. And I do. I think now, I'm getting a few wrinkles here, and my neck's looking a bit. So, but then I'm just thinking, I'm 43, and I've just got to think of all the positives. So I've been able to snap out of some of my mindsets, because we go into a mindset and it's hard to get back out of it. And all we need is a little pep talk off somebody. So get a little buddy, a little friend that will, we can have a bit of a gripe to, and then your friends will pick you up no end. So if you've got them, when you've got friends that pick you up. They are the friends that you want to keep. So just celebrate, just being you, not perfect. Just have a plan, have a little bit of a to-do list for you, and just reframe all the if you feel like I failed and this hasn't worked, they're just lessons of growth. If things haven't worked for me and I think, I'm just not feeling that, it's growth. It's not meant to be, because I just think, well, it's obviously not worked. It's not meant to be, and I don't really take it on board anymore. Sometimes we just got to not take these things on board, because then it starts to affect our self-esteem and our self-worth, and we get into our head a little bit by just listening to this podcast. And if you're new to the podcast, go back and listen to other episodes. We can just work on us. We are changing all the time. This year's been crazy for me, going through weight loss and going through grief and that could have really knocked my self-esteem. But I always think what my nan would say, she'd say, you've got to get on with it, you've got to be really happy. I know she was proud of me, because she told me all the time, you're amazing. She's you're just incredible. And I always looked after Nan and supported her. You've just got to be thankful for what you've had and what you've got, and be grateful. And gratitude for me is, when I look at everything, when I put down, that improves your self-esteem, because you think, I'm really grateful for this. And then it just builds your vibrations. And that's why manifesting is good, because you've just got to just keep waiting. It's not just ongoing all the time. Things change, you change, people change around you. Things can happen that are they're just out of our control, really. But just keep going with what you're doing. And just I hope by listening to this, no one's perfect. We've just got to remember that. You feel like somebody's got it going on. You're probably wrong. You probably think, actually, they haven't really got it going on. But they've mastered that and being able to work through their problems. And that's what it is, just working through our problems. So anyway, I am tonight I'm going back to aqua aerobics. So it was a success last week. So I booked on again with my mum and my friends. And I've got a couple of clients that I listen to the podcast as well that are coming. So I'm really excited. So it'll be nice. And I've got a new costume. It's smaller and my costume isn't a skirt. So my husband said, stop wearing skirt costumes. I'm like, oh, I don't know. But we're all different shapes and sizes when we go swimming. So I've got a new costume. So I'm being brave. I've worked on my self-esteem to get a different costume. It's more fitted. It's obviously I'm 5 stone lighter nearly. Obviously going to look a little bit different. I still see a lot of me, old me, but it's really hard to look at myself and think, oh my God, I'm like, this person is slimmer and more toned. And yeah, it's just strange. It's just, you think that having that would really like boost me like up in the air, but it does take a while to adapt and get used to it. And yeah, it's just looking in the mirror and thinking clothes look a lot different on me now, and I feel a lot more comfortable and I can wear different clothes. I'm not hiding in clothes. I'm always hiding behind clothes and black clothes, but now I've been able to just get some nice t-shirts and some leggings and some nice jeans and just be a bit more, I've just built my self-esteem by doing what I've done this year. So whatever you're going through, just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing your goals, share your wins. You've got to celebrate your wins all the time. Don't be scared to put them online, because we've got to do that sometimes, because it is good when people give us praise. Don't be worried about that. I know it's hard because people are thinking we're bragging, or look at her again. People are going to think that. They're also not going to think that. So we just have to go with just what we want to do. So anyway, I will catch you all soon, and have a great week, whatever you're doing, and speak to you soon. Bye. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together, it's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.